Hey there, welcome back to At Home with Amy Jean. This is part 9 of my 1,000 item declutter challenge. And today we're going to focus on this laundry room, which is half laundry room, half pantry storage. Since my kitchen, for whatever reason, it's a big kitchen, I can't seem to get all my food and like Costco size stuff in it. So it turns out that there's a lot of empty boxes in here and garbage and things like that. And so I needed to take everything out of this area and see what I could do. I started with this little laundry section. I wanted to get a sink back in here that we used to have. It's been a while since we've had the sink in here. We tried to get a side-by-side washing machine system in here, but it didn't fit. I realized that the dryer system needed more space behind it, and so while it would fit side by side, it didn't fit depth-wise. So we ended up getting this upright machine that has both the washer and the dryer as one unit, but it's basically a stackable. So anyways, I got this sink back in here. It was a little bit of a challenge because my husband was not home. I was trying to do it all by myself. I didn't get it hooked up today. He's going to do that later, but I just got it in place so I could get my organization systems back in the way that I wanted them to be. And also it did nudge him to go to Home Depot and get the tools and the supplies he needed to rehook up the sink after sealing it off. So there is movement there, but having this sink in here, it not only provides a cupboard for some of our cleaning supplies, but it is a good place to have a utility sink in the laundry room so I can wash out stains and things like that once it's finally hooked up. So while this sink has been living in the garage, it has become a storage unit for all of the donations and things like that. It's just been filled with junk. So I wanted to get it back in the house where it could be used for what its actual purpose is, to be an actual utility sink and to be a good purposeful storage rather than a dumping ground in my garage. For this decluttering challenge, I am sure I'm going to get to the garage at some point, but I'm focusing on inside the house at this point to try to get my daily living spaces back in order and easier and simple to live here rather than trying to work around stuff I don't use. I did get a bunch of stuff out of this cupboard, which felt really good to have just the overstock of things that I do like to use. And it just looks so much better than it did before. Now, what I'm going to do with my mop, I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out by the end of this project. But for now, this side of the laundry room looks amazing, and this other side looks horrendous. So the next step is to clear everything out of this side.
We were riding high. Do you remember? No one will deny. We were invincible, heading for the sky before we started falling. We were torn apart and then slowly coming to a halt, and we stumbled down upon our knees, so we started crawling. The darker the sky, the brighter the stars, shining upon wherever we are. No matter near, no matter far, the darker the sky, the brighter the stars. Waiting for the dawn, where
this point, I was beginning to feel really overwhelmed. I had stuff everywhere. I had a timeline to get it all done by. My husband was having a game night this evening, and I was so overwhelmed. So probably next time I probably won't empty everything out. I'll just look for garbage first or take things out of their boxes first. But this was such a big project that I felt like I probably did the right thing of taking everything out and just getting it all done in one go, but it felt so overwhelming. I don't necessarily recommend taking everything out all at once, but it was effective. So I guess it worked. At this point, I had consolidated a lot of things and taken things out of their boxes and realized that I had this huge pile of basically trash and recycling. So I decided to focus on clearing that up a bit so that we could have a little less of an overwhelming space to get through things. I'd found a bunch of things that were expired, which is quite the bummer. Because, we paid for all this stuff. And then some products that I was no longer using. And I had quite a pile here of things to donate and get rid of. And now this space is 58 items lighter, not including garbage and recycling. It feels a lot better in my house now. And I feel like doing laundry is easier. Grabbing things for dinner is easier. And just simplifying your space really does make a huge difference, and I actually don't cringe every time I go into this laundry room anymore. Let me know if you've decluttered anywhere in your house, and stay tuned for part 10 coming up soon. I'll catch you in the next one.